Hey everybody, this is Charlie Keene with Keene Estate Sales. We've got an amazing sale for you coming up this weekend. Starts on Thursday the 23rd. We'll be going from 10 to 4. Friday will be 10 to 3. Saturday 10 to 4 and Sunday 10 to 2. We're at a storefront here in Eastlake. And right behind me is a parking lot, right in front of me rather, is a parking lot that you can easily park in. Everything is very accessible here on one floor. We're not quite done setting up, but we're close enough to give you a really good idea of what's going on here. Let me give you a tour. We got Superman greeting you at the front door, and of course Darcy will be here. When you walk in, we'll have checkout right here to your left and a hold area right here with your hold shelves. Right now they're over there. And I'm going to give you a scan of the entire space, and feel free to pause the video because there is a lot to see here. And I'm not going to be able to verbalize everything that's here. But we are talking about so much amazing art, collectibles, some kitsch, and some of the most unique items ever. This collection has been put together over the last 50 years from somebody, and you'll see his description in our estatesales.net description. He owned a bookstore, and you know bookstore owners, they know a little bit of everything. You are going to see so many records here. It has been an unbelievable effort for us to put this project together, and we're going to be working right up to the last minute for you all for one of the best shopping experiences doing estate sale shopping that you will ever have. Look at all of these barristers. These are classic barristers in excellent condition. More art. And of course, Darcy. Back here we'll get into some vintage audio equipment. And I apologize if I'm going too fast and you're not able to see everything. But if there's something vintage that you are interested in, you're going to find it here, especially records. And we have about twice as many 45s as we do 12-inch vinyl. And this is back here where we have outlets. We can test everything for you here on this audio equipment. That's a newer slide projector. There's a vintage one right over here. And I'm going to walk you down this side of the aisle so you can see. Again, feel free to pause. All sorts of vintage toys, collectibles. There's a really cool scale right there. We have Jules here. We have Holly here. We have Mark here. Our friend Drew came to help us. Amber has been fantastic. Look at all these vintage clothing. And we have, oh, look at all these shirts here. It's so cool. We have vintage t-shirts. There's some women's clothing here. We'll have magazines. This will be a little end cap over here. And the other really cool thing about this job is he has kept all sorts of different papers, from artwork, small artwork, to ticket stubs, to newspapers that are very historically relevant. And you know, I'll pick something out here. Never a Dull Moment. We do have an adult section right here, but it's vintage erotica. We'll call it classy for lack of a better word right now. You know, we pulled something out right here. 1909 schools. We've got Pigskin Review. Well, that's some brown stuff. You'll see brown stuff all over the place. vintage, vintage. I'm gonna come over here. We'll have as much art up on the walls as we can. Look at some of these old signs. Here's a cool map. Look at all these guys. We've got owls, we've got horses, we've got crabs. We've got golf trophies. We've got old thermoses. And then look at all these Victorian swag lamps here. Amazing. Oh, look at this one right here. And we'll get some more stuff in here. We have comic books. Let's pull out. Look at the classic comic books here. Vintage magazines. There's some more comics around. We've got cream magazines in plastic. We've got the House of Secrets. There is some American Splendor. There's some more of that there. This is a classic beer sign. All of the storage units here are going to be for sale. Again, we're still going through a lot of this stuff here. Oh, yeah, here's some more comics here. Vintage comics. There's a couple of, I know that there's a couple of really good ones in there. Mark, our client, is working on some art there. And look at all these old photographs. We have, if you're into black and white photos, we've got signatures from presidents and other important people. He's got a little more clothing to put out with some hats. Ooh, look at the sports stuff right here. There's some vintage Indians right there. And then most of these are location, not just sports right here, but we've got all these pennants right here. Look at this pennant right here. How cool is that pennant? Old programs and all sports collector stuff right here. There's a, oh, look at that, Cleveland Barons right there. Old Field and Stream. Really old hunting and fishing magazines. And then we've got a few sports cards here. There's a couple of premiums. I just want to tease you a little bit. And then again, artwork, books. If you're into old yearbooks, there is a ton of those here. If you lived here locally or grew up here locally, you might find some books. Look at these beautiful bookshelves here. Absolutely gorgeous. All of these are glass enclosed. That's solid oak. This is kind of a unique one. It's metal. And man, I wish I could show you all of this art, but if you want some really cool art and you want it reasonably priced, everyone knows Keene Estate Sales and how fair we are. So you want to get here early if you see something in this video. And we're not done yet. I'm gonna head to the back. We've got some more books and some glass enclosed pieces. And if you need something to hold your 45s, we have got more than you can imagine. And then those are 45s. I can't even, there's not even enough room to display all of these. Look at all these 45s. But this guy was a collector. And these are all going to be priced to sell, everybody. And then we get back here. Oh, we got some vintage fishing stuff, some high-end vintage fishing poles and some pool cues. And then more 12-inch vinyl records here. And then we have some more vintage clothing that's going back here. Look at this cool sign. Look at that cool sign. Got some vintage lights and signage. More records, everybody. More records. And then over here, those are all 78s surrounded that whole area. Tons of 78s. I'll make them as accessible as I can. Once we're done, I'll pull some of those out so you guys can walk around. So we've got cassettes, we've got 8-tracks, we've got some CDs as well. So come and see us. I do have a 12 gauge right here, which is in excellent condition. And more sort of hidden posters back behind some of these. We don't have room to have them all out, so you're going to be thumbing through some stuff. But if you're interested in estate sales, come and see us. You are going to find a boatload of things. All right, we'll see you next week.